Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Derek Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And welcome. Today, we're going to talk about building your business credit profile. That's right, we got to get started, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about it. And don't forget about the merch. Emerging Millionaires. Get that merch or any other merch. The link's down below. So please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. Business credit. We're going to start this out with thank you very much, everybody. As you can see, we're on our YouTube channel page. Thank you, everybody, once again for your support. Business credit, and again, I'm going to say something about no personal guarantee because I've posted this before, and I always get some Yahoo that says you always need your personal credit to get money. This is not true. It depends on how you set up your business. If you do not have any business trade lines or any business credit reporting to Dun & Bradstreet or Experian Business or Equifax, then the only way you're going to be able to get funded is using your personal credit score. Now, if you're talking about loans, things of this nature, then sometimes they do need to see your personal credit score. But here's what we're doing. The more business credit you put on your business credit file, the easier it is to obtain credit because you're in business. So don't think of it as you're just got an EIN number. You got a Dun & Bradstreet number, and then all of a sudden you're going to be able to get a loan or funding of some sort for your business. That's not how it works. That doesn't even make any sense. That's just like if on your personal side. If you've always bought everything cash only, you can't walk into anywhere and say, hey, can you give me a loan? They're going to look at your credit report and they're going to go, well, why is your credit report 450 or 490 or 500? They're not going to give you a loan. The same thing holds true. Whereas if you went down and got one credit card and you paid it on time, and it shows you have a 680, 720 credit score, then somebody will give you credit. Same thing goes with business. You have to be in business before you can actually get business credit, business funding of any sort. So therefore, I'm just trying to point it out. You must be in business. So let's start with one thing that you don't need a personal guarantee on. You do need to be in business. PayPal working capital. PayPal business loans. As long as you're in business, and there's a lot of people who are in business online who get paid via PayPal, or for matter of fact, there's Square also. But let's just use PayPal right now because that's who I'm going to have up on the screen. Here's PayPal, and here's PayPal working capital. Here's PayPal business loans, and this is how business funding goes. These are what underwriters would do. They're telling you straight out. Business loan, for instance, best suited for businesses with at least 9 months in business and 42,000 plus in annual revenue. Now, of course, you're going to need a business account with PayPal. That means you set up your business under your EIN, under your business phone number. But if you've been in business for 9 months and you have over $42,000 a year in annual revenue coming through PayPal, not coming through your bank account, but coming through PayPal by people paying you via PayPal, then you can get a business loan. No personal guarantee. All right? That's simple. Now you might say, hey, Eric, I don't have the 9 months set up, nor do I have a business account with PayPal. That's fine. You go to PayPal Working Capital where you have it set up under your own, might be under your EIN number. your own personal EIN or personal Social Security number instead of an EIN number. Or you might have your PayPal under an EIN number, but you never set it up as a business. But either way, you can go over here to PayPal Working Capital, and you can see again best suited for existing PayPal customers that have had a PayPal business account. Again, I guess they're going to say you need a PayPal business account. Before you didn't need that, but they're saying it right now in 2020 and for at least 90 days. So now it's 3 months, and the process is lowered to all you need is $50,000 or more. I mean, 15,000 or more within the last 12 months. So if you're doing any type of business, what is that? That's $1,250 in revenue coming through your account on average per month. And of course, you could have had 1 month $500, another month $2,500, another month $3,000, another month $1,000. As long as you've accumulated 15,000 or more in the last 12 months, you're eligible for a PayPal working capital loan. Again, they might do a soft inquiry. They could do hard inquiries, but in the past, as long as you had this revenue coming in, they would approve you. Why? Because they're going to take a percentage of any revenue coming in to pay back the loan. So let's say now you choose 10% and you have $1,000. Somebody paid you $1,000 for something. They're going to take $100 and apply it towards your PayPal working capital loan. And the same thing goes with your PayPal business loan. So every time you get a payment, however small it is, it could be $10, they're going to take that 10%, $1, and apply it towards your loan or working capital. Simple. You don't have to do anything. You just have to have revenue coming in. So that's what I wanted to start with, because we're going to talk about getting additional business credit that I've talked about before, except this time I'm going to be a little more adamant about people who don't feel comfortable and join my business credit builder program. Yes, it does cost money, but at least under the business credit builder program, when you sign up, it's step by step online. So once you finish getting your Quill or your Granger or the Uline, then it tells you, do you have these 3 done? Then you can move on. So what you'll qualify for next. It gives you step by step what you will qualify for next. You'll know what the Paydex number has to be. You'll know what your Experian or Equifax numbers have to be to get approved for any additional lines of credit. So it's pretty easy, pretty simple. Not everybody wants to do it on their own, like I've explained before. And I'm going to explain it briefly here. So here we are with the Business Credit Builder program at the StopStrugglingNow.com website, and there's a link there. And as you can see, it's $1,995 now. And this expires on February 28th. The price has gone up. There's no funding. There's nothing. You have to pay $1,995. The reason why, once you have that, you have full access to the program. And it's up to you. You'll do everything online. It helps you out even if you're from scratch. Don't even have business. But before I mention that, because I mentioned the PayPal, if you're already in business and you need business funding, I can help you out. But of course, there's going to be requirements. You have to have revenue coming in. So that way, we can do cash flow or revenue financing, and then it doesn't matter about your credit score so much. You're personal. But you're going to have D&B. You're going to have Experian Business, one of them, to show that you're in business. You're going to have a business address, business phone number, a business website. You have to be in business. Then there can go the other way around. Let's say you have all that set up, but you don't have your business credit set up. Now they're going to do a personal guarantee. You're going to need a 680, 720 credit score. You can get something, but they're going to use your personal credit score in order for you to guarantee the funding they're going to give you. So with all that said, the Business Credit Builder Program, $1,995. There's no monthly payments. It's a one-time payment. You can't use a credit card. You have to send a Zelle, Walmart to Walmart, MoneyGram, Western Union. Once you're in, you log in online, and from that point on, you can do your business name. As you can see the list here, your business name does matter. If you use a name like gambling, pawn shops, things like that, I'm going to have a list down below in the description. You've heard me talk about this before. Here's the high risk NAICS number, which stands for the North American Industry Classification System. That's what the NAICS stands for. And if you're in this business, automotive repair, boat dealer, motorcycle, money order sales, pawn shop, jewelry store, restaurant, liquor store, retail stores, private ATMs, these are high risk. I'll have this list down below where you can click it and download it for yourself. So if you start being in any of these businesses, your options on business funding and business credit gets reduced because these are high risk. So these are the numbers that are associated with it, because when you get merchant accounts and other type of credit, somebody will say, what's your NAICS number? And you'll be like, I don't really know. They might assign one to you based on what they see at your office. You know, they might see cars lined up outside with flags on them or something and stickers. They go, oh, he's an auto dealer, so we're going to say he's 441110. Now you try and go get business funding or credit funding of any sort, lines of credit, and you're getting turned down. And you're wondering why, because no, you're not really an auto dealer. You might be doing something in marketing and sales and helping an auto dealer market his products. But yet you're included in that high risk type of name in the NAG system. And with NAGs, there's also a SIC code. All right, so I won't get into it that much right now because we're talking about the business builder, but this is what all starts out when you're picking a business name. That's one of the major things in itself, because the business underwriters, when they're trying to give you money, they start looking around on the internet. They start looking around at what your name of your business is. So you have to understand all this. You have to give a company a reason to give you money. You don't want to give them reasons to not give you money, such as you don't have a website, for instance. They're going to be like, okay, the guy's not obviously in business. You don't have a business address, for instance. They'll say, okay, maybe the guy's in business, maybe he's not, but we're not going to give him $50,000. You know, that kind of thing. So think about it. It's common sense. So with the Business Credit Builder program, it may be worth it to some of you to pay the $19.95. But because you're YouTube subscribers, I got $500 off right now, and it's only $14.95. If you're listening on the podcast, $14.95. That's $1,495 can get you started. And once you make payment, you have access within 24 hours, less than 24 hours. And you can start. So it'll help you with your business name, your EIN setup, when all you have to do is go to irs.gov and get your EIN number. When you're doing that, you want to get your Opus virtual office if you don't want to use your residential address. And yes, you can use your residential address in some cases and get funding. But once again, when you're trying to get funding and they see a residential address, they may say, okay, we're going to deny them. It could be that simple. You could have all kind of business credit set up, Dun & Bradstreet numbers at 95. You know, your Experian scores are doing great, shows payments on time. But they'll say, well, he's got a residential address, so he's just running this out of his house. He's making money, sure, but we're not going to give him $70,000 or $60,000 or $50,000. Forget about that. So you never know. You don't want to give them reasons. So you want to go to Opus. So we'll talk about Opus in a little bit. But with the Business Credit Builder program, we show you how to set up DNB, Dun & Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet is free to sign up. Okay? DNB.com. It's free to sign up. Once you sign up, you're going to get Dun & Bradstreet people calling you on the phone saying, hey, sign up for $1,200, $1,500, whatever, $2,000, and we'll help build your credit, whatever. Disregard all that. You don't need to be spending that kind of money, because once you have your DNB number, as you can see right here, get a DUNS number free. You do it yourself. All right? It's that easy. I've mentioned this before. So we help in the suite. That also helps. Address credibility check, that has to go with your residential. Your business phone number is major. You got to have a business phone number. So a cell phone, that's what people use. But you may not get approved again. Business phone number, business fax number, they dial 411. Your cell phone number doesn't come up as a 411 for a business number unless you've listed it with the company that way. Well, with this program, the Business Credit Builder program, you can give a number and you can tell us what number you want on the 411. So potentially you could do it that way, but again, we don't want to play okie doke. We want to be straight legit. So we're going to have an Opus virtual office or an actual office. So there's no dispute. And the Opus virtual office gives you a business phone number, a business fax number, and they give you 411 number. And the Opus virtual office, there'll be a link down below, is $99 per month. And you have a live receptionist answering your phone, and then she says, let me forward you to Eric. It'll come up on my cell phone so I can be anywhere on the planet as long as I have my cell phone and receive the incoming call. If I'm not available, then it sends it to the voicemail system saying he is unavailable at the moment, he'll call you back. Professional. All right? You have a corporate mailing address, just like they say. You'll have a company phone number, like I've said, the company fax number. And when somebody calls and they have to go to the voicemail, you'll get an email transcript to you. So as long as you have internet connection or your phone where you can check your email, then you will get the email voicemail, the voicemail by email that was left, and they'll send you a transcript. And the fax converted to an email as well. So therefore, as long as you have internet, you're connected. All of that for $99 per month. I'll have a code down below that takes $100 off the setup fee. So you're not going to be paying $200 to sign up. You'll be paying $99. And I believe that code is capital P as in Paul, G as in George, the number 1, PG1. All right? So therefore, and if you want to pay 12 months in advance, you get 1 month free. And the offices that you can pick are almost in all major cities. So therefore, whatever city you're in, wherever your LLC is, what state it's in, there's probably going to be a virtual office. And I suggest you pick one of them premier offices, because what could happen is if somebody says, I want to meet you at your office or meet at the office, at least you can say, hey, office, I need to rent the conference room, or I need to rent a small office. Whatever the case may be, it's almost like a shared office space. There's nothing wrong with that. I used to pay in the 80s, 90s. This is unbelievable what you can do today, ladies and gentlemen. You are in an age of being able to make more money than your great parents, your grandparents, your parents combined, because it doesn't cost you to enter the marketplace like it used to. This was the barrier of entry up until 2000s, is that I would have to go to an office location and say, I need a business office. They would tell me some stupid number, like a 200 square foot office could be $1,000 per month. Now, not only was it just for the office, now you have to get a business phone line. Now you had to get a business fax number. You call AT&T back in the day to get a business line, they're talking about $250 deposit. Then they'd be saying it's going to be $125 per month or something thereabouts. Now you need a fax line, and they're going, okay, we'll give you 2 lines for $200. You're in your joint for $1,200. You haven't even started anything. Then you got to go down and get a business license for another $50 to $100. So all of this stuff starts adding up. And the next thing you know, you open an office and nobody's coming. Now you have to market, which meant you had to put ads in a classified newspaper ad. An ad in the newspaper had to be classified, which basically meant hardly anybody's going to see it, or a display ad, which cost an arm and a leg. So now in order to get customers, there was no internet. So you had to go out and do flyers, which were allowed back in the day, which mean you had to be out there in the public meeting people or promoting all the time if you're an unknown quantity. Advertise on TV? No, it was no $100. Sure, on cable, late night when nobody's up. But if you're trying to get daytime, prime time, they're talking about, oh yeah, that campaign, you have to start at $3,000 to $5,000 minimum. So think about it. Nowadays, you're on the internet, all this is for free. So this is how simple you can start your business for less than $300 or $400. Not even that, apparently, because you can start business right now and not even have your virtual office. You don't have to have anything. You can start making money online right now. And then once you start making money, then convert and make it an LLC. Pay the $100, the $50, the $150 to get an LLC. And remember, you got to go down and get a bank account. So I'll get back to the Business Builder program, because after you get your 411, and now, of course, the website email check is done through the program in the back office of the Business Builder. If you need a merchant account and all that, you can do that. But once you do your LLC, you can go down and open up a bank account. Your business credit report and score training, just so you understand how to read it, so therefore you'll know. So a lot of people don't know Dun & Bradstreet, they'll issue a Paydex number, and then you'll see in the back office that, let's say you want to get a fleet card, and the fleet card says you need a 90 Paydex number, need to be in business 6 months. So you'll know if you should apply for that card, or even if you'll qualify. It'll be grayed out anyhow. If you don't qualify, it won't allow you to apply. That's the beauty of this online service. The software will let you know if you qualify for whatever you're trying to apply for. That's major. Instead of just figuring it out and guessing. A lot of people say, well, my Paydex score is 90, and if they're 3 months into business, they go, hey, how come I got turned down for the fleet card? Well, that's because their requirement was 6 months, which you didn't know about. So it's a trial and error. But with the Business Builder software, Business Credit Builder software, you'll know if you qualify, because you'll say, yes, my Paydex score is 90 and I've been in business 6 months, and it'll be where you can apply for it. The same holds true for a lot more credit cards. Because some says, okay, I need 10. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I always say, get 10 business trade lines on your business credit report. It'll make your life a lot easier. Yes, it's going to take you 7 months. Yes, it may take you 4 months. Okay? But who cares? This is a marathon. It is not a sprint. If you're trying to sprint, then you're making a big mistake. Set yourself up for the long run, because 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line, you don't know what's going to happen. There could be a paradigm shift, just like what happened to companies and retail outlets for the last 20 years when the internet came out. And there are companies to this day that are going out of business because they never figured out how to market themselves on the internet. There's companies that are long gone because they couldn't update their systems and get online and figure that online marketing was the way to go. So you never know what's going to happen from year to year. And sometimes being able to access funds can help you in the long run. So again, the business credit report and scores, so you understand what you have, is important, but the software will let you know if you actually qualify for the next cards or the next business line or whatever you want to do. Now, you'll have access to a whole bunch of things, and again, and the reason why you have access to it is because the software will tell you if you qualify for them. And now here we go again with this no PG needed, and again, unsecured, no doc, 0% financing. It's all possible, but it's going to be based, of course, on revenue. One thing it could be revenue. So let's say you're making $200,000 a year. and now you need a loan, and somebody says, okay, no PGs, making 200, we got his tax records, we got his bank account. Yeah, they're going to ask you for your bank. What bank? You better have a bank under that business name showing the funds are going in there, and you better be showing that there's some funds left over at the end of every month. Because why? Who's ever going to finance it is sitting there going, well, the guy only has $100 left over every month in his bank account, his business bank account. Okay, we can't give him a loan. All he has is $100. What can we give him for $100? Now, on the other hand, if you had $5,000 sitting in there at the end of every month, and it's showing when they ask you for your 90 days or a year, then they'll say, okay, the guy actually has extra money sitting around, so we can give him a loan because we know he has $5,000 or $6,000 in there every month. So yeah, we can give him the equivalent of $1,000 or $2,000, whatever that is monthly. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully you understand this. So we can get a revenue loan. You can also get, well, you can call it revenue cash flow loan type financing. How about this? Let's say, for the sake of argument, that you have assets, such as let's use trucking for instance. A lot of people have, their cabs, their trailers, and a lot of people have those as financed. But let's just say they're free and clear, and you had a couple of them. That's considered an asset. You can get loans or lines of credit based on your inventory or assets. So you can get collateral financing, asset financing, inventory financing. All of this is fair game, but you have to be in business. So when you're out here saying, okay, I'm in business, you're going to go buy certain assets. You might not consider them assets at first, but once you realize how you can get additional funding, they are assets. So when you have a business, and it could be, I'll use automotive because we talked about it, but just think about AutoZone, Advance Auto, places like this. They have things on their shelf, right? They have items on the shelves. That is actually inventory. You can actually get loans against your inventory. So there's more than one way to skin a cat. And with this software back in, you'll know if you can qualify for these. All right? Now, if you want to go with full credit monitoring, back-end office does this $30 a month, and it'll do your Experian, the Equifax, Dun & Bradstreet, and you'll pay like $25 per month. Okay, we're going to talk about this though, because even though when you sign up for this, and by the way, it's a one-time payment, that's it. You get to do this for life. It's a one-time payment. There's no monthly fee. You don't get booted out after you complete the software, and you say, "Hey, I got my funding. I've got credit cards. I got business loans. I can do everything." And then let's just say you go away for a year or two, and then all of a sudden you say, "Well, I'm going to start another business, but I can't remember how I did everything." You're always going to have access to the software, so you can always go back in and freshen yourself up. It's that simple. It isn't that hard. It's a one-time fee, no monthly, no nothing. So now, except for the credit monitoring, that's a monthly thing. Now, the other thing is, you can see right here, secure business loans within 72 hours, but again, must have revenue. Let's face it, okay? This is business. You don't just get to have an LLC and a few business trade lines and think you're going to get $50,000. Now, of course, you can think that way if you have a 750 credit score. But if you don't, then forget about it. All right, get loans with rates of 5% or less, and here we go with the collateral loan. Just what I was talking about. And with all of this said, even though I'm available at eric@stopstrugglingnow.com via email, once you sign up in this program, you have 1 year business advisor support, meaning whether you speak Spanish, English, you have support. If you don't understand something, then you can always call up. Somebody's going to answer. The other beautiful thing about this is You have 5 years. So let's say you sign up, you get your credit, everything's fine, you get business funding. Well, let's say you start another business and you need some other funding, financing. You have 5 years where you can call me up and say, hey, Eric, can you check on something for me? Can you get me some funding for this other business or funding for the same business? You have 5 years. So you're locked in. It's a one-time payment. It's an investment. And by the way, it's a tax write-off. Remember, business. You treat it as a business, and it's a tax write-off. Just like everything you buy from Quill, Uline, Granger, Summa Office Supplies, that's a tax write-off because it's business for your business. You're buying business products for your business. It's a tax write-off. So that's how you have to think of it. You're getting a bonus for buying what you need in the first place. You start out a business, you need paper. You might need ink. You might need pens. You might need shelves. So why are you buying them at Home Depot? Why are you going down to Office Max, Office Depot, just buying it off your personal card? You should be going down, having your business account opened up at the bank, getting your debit card, going down, buying it off of that. So at the end of the year, you get to write it all off. And the bonus is, if you bought it from Quill or Summa Office Supplies, for instance, the paper and the ink and all that, you could now have it on your business credit file, boosting your business credit file. So again, this is English, Spanish. And so the other thing besides the bonus of the 5 years of financing, the 12 months of support, you sign up, we got the 30-minute initial coaching call. So therefore, you can understand how to do it, where to go. If you're already in business or even started business down the road and you want to sell your business, you can get a free business valuation. Other bonuses, the lifetime access. That's what I said earlier. That's a bonus. You can also fix your business credit. If you already had business credit and you messed up, just like your personal can be fixed, your business can be fixed. So that's another little bonus that's included in this. And I've already mentioned the 5 years of financing and the 2 years of, there's also 2 years of support by phone. Not just 12 months, but another year of support by phone. So these are the kind of things that can help you out, get you started. And for YouTube subscribers, podcast listeners, $14.95, and you hit me up at Eric at StopStrugglingNow.com if you're interested in this. Now, let's get on with it. We want to get to some business lines of credit, right? Everybody knows how we do this. So again, the NAICS, North American Industry Classification System for your business. You don't want to be on the high risk list. All right? This will stop you from getting some funding. Lines of credit, credit cards. You don't want to be on this list. So therefore, you want to choose appropriate NICS numbers. Business consulting, by the way, I believe 541611. Again, the NAICS next number that you want to be for consulting is along the lines of 541611. Another bonus I'm giving you. Bring in the heat. This is major. When you got a merchant account, they go, hey, you got a NAICS number or a SIC number, a SIC code? You might just say what 99% of the people say. No, I don't. No idea what you're talking about. Well, now you know what you're talking about. You're going to say, I want that 541611 because that's a benign number. It doesn't really put you in any category other than consulting. Marketing, sales consulting type field, area. All right? So then you come down and you say, okay, SIC number. Let's just look here. See these SIC NAICSs? 51. See this information? You see it right here. On the NAICS, it's 51. Okay? Now, This is NAICS in the green on the right. So if you're in these industries, again, this is how you get your codes. All right? And then the 5-1, and then once you click on information, it'll get down to if you're consulting. I use the consulting code because, like I said, that's the most benign one. It's safe. It's not on the list that's bad for you if you have a name. So it could be Stop Struggling Now Consulting, SSN Consulting, whatever the case may be. We're safe. Now, the SIC code is also associated, and the one I would use is 8748. So you can see it's down here with services. So this is what we're doing with this business services. Could use 73 numbers, but either way, you don't want to be picking something that's on that bad list. Just so you know. That's your little tip for the day. That's your major tip for the day. We always bring in the heat. All right, the Opus, we already talked about. You want a business address, business phone number, business fax. Already talked about it. Some people who are new here, you might not understand that getting an EIN number is free. You just go to irs.gov, and then you can get your EIN number online. When your EIN number comes up, make sure you write it down, because when that page goes away, you can't go back and get it. All right? So when it first comes up, do it. You're going to have to give them an address. You're going to have to give them your social security number. And people, please, don't use CPNs. Use your real stuff. All right? You're just making it bad for everybody when you're trying to dig up dead people and use fake numbers and doing all this other stuff. Yes, CPNs are used for certain things, but do not use those. Be legit. You don't want to have somebody come to you 5 years from now when you're making money and be like, hey, man, this is fraudulent activity. So come on. All right. Dun & Bradstreet. We already went over it. It's free. Just go to dnb.com, and then you click on this screen, and you can see the DUNS number, and you go down here, get a DUNS number. Now, without further ado, you're going, Eric, when can I start getting me some lines of credit on my credit? You have to get your IRS number, the EIN number. You got to get your DMB number. Then you can go over here to Summa Office Supplies. I'll have a link down below for Summa Office Supplies. And come over here, and you might need some files. Check. Might need some tape. Check. Might need some labels. Check. Might need some paper. Check. But keep in mind, you can order, I always say, $100, but let's just say you can order 50. I always like 100, but you can order 50. But let's say your total comes up to $200. Well, then I would say go to Quill or Uline and get the remaining products from them. So now you've just put 2 credit files or 2 reporting agencies on your credit file, your business credit file, that is. All right, and each one of these companies, you want to get a net 30. So when you do it online, you don't need to give your social, try not to, but either way, it doesn't really matter. But you want to make sure they have your EIN number and you have your Dun & Bradstreet number. That is a must. Then you tell them net 30 when you order on the checkout, so that way they'll send you a bill in the mail. Do not pay your bill until the items come to your location. They have to arrive at your location. Then you pay after that, and you pay before 30 days. And of course, you're going to pay using your business bank account because it's going to be a tax write-off. All right. That's going to apply for Quill. Again, here's Quill. Net 30, and as you can see, you can get computers from them, monitors from them, printers from them, everything that you need for business, even iPads, tablets. There's your routers, modems, even your hard drives, scanners, fax machines. You can get everything you need for your office. You should just order from Summa or Quill and get your business credit started. Net 30. And sometimes they might ask you to pay for your first order, but oftentimes they do not. Uline is another one. Some of you might need some packaging, and of course they have everything packaging, from pallet jacks to the popcorn to boxes to scales to bags, the little plastic bags. Everything you're doing in business, order from these guys so you can build your business credit. You have business payment experiences. And it shows you pay on time because you want your paydex score to be high as possible. That's the Duns and Bradstreet. We'll give you a paydex. And just for instance, if you want to get, I'm trying to think who has around an 80 paydex score. A lot of people like, Dell, paydex score around 80. And then they have other requirements. But it might be like a year in business or something. But anyhow, these are the kind of things that you have to think about long term. This is why I suggest, please do this. Take 7-8 months to build it. At the end of a year, we want to have 10 business credit accounts. Then we can go for bigger and better things. But please build. You have to have a foundation. You have to show you're paying on time. And then another way that you can build. So what do we have right here? We have Summa Office Supplies, Uline, Quill, Granger. I'm missing Granger. So there's a Granger.com, G as in George, R-A-I, N as in Nancy, G as in George, E-R, Granger. Go there. And they also have supplies such as the tools and other things that you'll need, fasteners, things like that at Granger, which you can order as well. So that'll be another thing that you can add on your credit file. And now that credit monitoring we were talking about, yes, you can, once you sign up with the Business Credit Builder program, there is a credit monitoring service that you can pay $25 a month, and they give you your Experian and Dun & Bradstreet summary. And the summary gives you your paydex number, of course, and then it'll give you your Experian numbers. That's fine. But what that service is, this is on top of the $14.95, that credit monitoring service. So therefore, you can get it from anybody. Now, the difference is you're not going to save like the $5, or since Dun & Bradstreet costs like $1,500, $2,000 for their credit monitoring service. And that's why they say, we have the 90% off here. But the fact of the matter is, nav.com. I'm going to have a link down below. The reason why nav.com is important is because this is another source of being able to get business loans, business credit cards, because it's almost a little like Credit Karma. Once you're in the system, they can see your summaries. You could be recommended some resources to get funding, loans, credit, lines of credit. So these are the things you got to look for. Now you can sign up for free. Please use my link down below for the nav.com. And as you can see here, it's free. You get your summaries only. The Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax. And then, of course, if you want to do your personals, you can use those too. You get that too. But you only get these two things. All right? Or that's the only two. It's a summary. It's not your actual report showing every trade line. All right. 24-hour, 24/7 business personal credit, match power, cash flow, alerts, one-on-one access to credit and lending specialists. There you go. Another source. So nav.com is separate from the Business Credit Builder program. So we're no longer talking about the Business Credit Builder program for $1,495. If you want to do everything on your own with Nav, you can sign up with Summa Offices, Uline, Granger, and Quill. You don't have to be part of the business program. Anybody can do this. I've talked about this before. So now we're here at Nav. And the beauty about Nav is they will report to your credit file, your business credit file. And all it takes is $39.99 a month, and you get all these services. So you can go over to nav.com, N as in Nancy, A, V as in Victor.com, and you'll see pricing, and you click on pricing, and you can see the $39.99 and the $49.99 business. The business loan builder is $49.99. The business boost is $39.99. Business boost and business loan builder both report the trade line to your credit file. The free one and the $29.99 do not. So again, that would be Summa, Quill, Granger, Uline, NAB. There's 5 right there. That gets you well on your way. And by the way, it's a business write-off. Okay? And if you pay $49.99, which is the Business Builder program on NAV, you're also going to have the FICO small business scoring system that the Small Business Administration uses. You'll know your score, so you'll know what you qualify. And the beauty of it is, with the Business Builder credit program that we have, you'll also know in the back office what you qualify for with regards to SBA loans. So see, it all kind of goes hand in hand, and this is why you get a discount if you go use it through the Business Credit Builder program. You get off like $5 a month. But either way, it's a tax write-off. So you can do it however you want to do it, but I recommend $39.99 minimum, or you can do free. Don't get me wrong, you can sign up for free, but if you're trying to get your business credit file built, then it's worth it to pay the $39.99 or the $49.99, and at the end of the year you write off $600. I'm assuming you're going to have profit and you're going to want to write it off. So we're going to have to talk about something else, but I don't know if I should, because there's some of you who might be saying, hey Eric, I don't have $14.95, and you might need funding for something else. Let's say you already have built business credit and you want funding. Well, I have something for you. There'll be a link down below as well, but you can see on the screen, this is Fundbox. There's 2 things about Fundbox. One is I can look for credit. As you can see here, get credit. All right? So this is for startups. So let's say, for instance, my $14.95 Business Credit Builder course, you don't have the money for that. Well, guess what? You can get a loan from them for the $14.95 and then make payments to them for it. Okay, they send you the money. They don't send me the money. They send you the money, then you pay me. Pretty simple that way, right? They also will report to some credit to help out your credit reporting. Now, the other thing about this is, let's say you're in business already and you want to sell. I don't recommend doing it this way, but let's say you're selling the courses, or let's say you're selling, it doesn't matter what you're selling. Any product or service you're selling, you can also sign up with Fundbox where you can be a partner with them. So therefore, you could say, hey, I'm going to do this program and I want people to pay $150, $200 per month. So think of it that way. All right? See, integration partners, you can be that. So therefore, please use my link down below with Fundbox, because of course I'm going to have a referral link, an affiliate link. Why not? We're in business to make money. I'm doing this all for free. I'm helping everybody out. So hopefully you'll use my link down below in the description if you go over here to Fundbox. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. I know this is a little bit long, but if you want to start your business, now is the time. I'm trying to give you a sense of urgency. The economy is at a tipping point. I've said this for the last year. The feds are doing everything in their power to make sure this does not collapse. And when it does collapse, you're going to wish you had an opportunity to have your business credit in order, because that may be the only way you can get funding unless your personal credit score can stay at a high enough average of 750 or above. And now that they're going to come out with FICO 10 in about the next 12 months, and that's going to be a scoring model, a lot of people's scores are going to dip. And that's why those two events together, whether your credit score goes down and then they, kind of restrict access to funding or credit, they're going to require your credit score to be higher. So that's not going to do you any good when there's a recession and they tell you in order to get a loan, you got to have a 750 credit score. Last time this happened in 2007, 8, 9, to get a loan, you needed a 720 or higher. Okay? Anybody who had less than that, you could pretty much forget about it. All right? Right now, you can still get things financed even with the credit score 600, 620. You can get business credit funding with the 620 if you want to PG something. That's how low you can do it right now. But for all those people that are brand new and don't have business credit, you can't do anything. But if you'd have started a year ago, like a few Stop Struggling Now subscribers have, they can get business funding. No problem. No issues. So anyhow, thank you again, everybody, for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And you know it's hard out here. Just don't believe everything you're hearing on the news. Just make sure you're preparing yourself and your family for your future. Try to have everything in your hands. Because if you're going to need a job, if you're going to have to rely on somebody supplying funds to you, and if this thing goes bad like everybody's predicting, you're not going to be able to rely on somebody else having a job for you that's going to be a high enough paying job. Remember, 60% of the American society makes less than $40,000 a year. In most states and cities, apartments cost $1,000 a month. Most places you have to earn 3 times that, which is $36,000 a year. So if you have a family of 3 or 4 people, you don't probably want to live in a 1-bedroom apartment. So you obviously have to have income coming in that's 3 times that value. So if the apartments cost $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, for instance, that means you have to make $4,500 a month, which means now you have to make over $50,000 a year. 60% of the population does not make that in America. In fact, 70% of the world does not make that. Just so you know. So don't think you can just go somewhere else to a third world country and be making 50, 40 G's. Sure, you can make 20,000, 25,000 a year and live in a third world country because, things are in pesos. And I'm not talking about Mexico. No insult. But there are places like Philippines calls theirs pesos. So, it could be some other kind of funding that costs. The monetary system is wacky. Okay? So all I'm trying to say is prepare yourself, recession-proof yourself, build a business. You want a Social Security number that's going to be built up, personal, and you want to double dip and do your business so your business can get funding and personal can get funding. So now you're a threat. And now you're going to be like a 1%er. Because now if your credit's not good, then you can get business funding. And if your business funding isn't any good, then you can get personal if your personal credit score is good. So you can double dip and you protect yourself and shield yourself. And by the way, everybody, if you want a credit union referral for Navy Federal Credit Union, I got my link and they re-upped me this year. So hopefully we can get some more people in, because I got another testimonial the other day that was awesome, where somebody got a $25,000 credit card from Navy Federal for being a member with them for 3 months. And all they had was My Jewelers Club and a credit card that they just got in the last 3 months. And yet, that's what they got. That's unbelievable. So anyhow, with all that said, Keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.